Jai Hind, myself Dr. Alok Vardhan. Currently, I am working as an assistant professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad. Today, I will discuss one of the complex topic of the subject renewable energy resources. Okay. So today in this lecture, I will discuss about various renewable energy resources. So these are the content of my today lecture. In this content, in this lecture, I will discuss about introduction of various renewable energy resources, then what are its availability, classification, and its relative merits and demerits. So what is energy resources? So basically, energy resources are classified into two categories. One is conventional energy resources and another one is non-conventional energy resources. Conventional energy resources, also known as non-renewable energy resources, whereas non-conventional energy resources, also known as renewable energy resources. So first of all, I will discuss what is conventional energy resources. Conventional, yeah, non-renewable energy resources. So basically, these are accumulated. Conventional energy resources are accumulated in nature over a long span of time and cannot be quickly replenished when exhausted. These are known as conventional energy resources. If we are talking about its example, so coal, petroleum, natural gas, and nuclear fuels like uranium and thorium comes under the category of conventional energy resources. Then what is renewable or non-conventional energy resources? So basically, these sources of energy can be used again and again, and this can be generated continuously in nature. If we are talking about the example of renewable energy resources, so solar energy, yeah, solar thermal power plant, wind energy, biomass energy, ocean energy, thermal energy, geothermal energy, wind energy. These are the examples of non-conventional energy resources. Yeah, in other words, those energy which are exhaustible in nature is called conventional, yeah, non-renewable energy resources, and those energy which are non-exhaustible, yeah, can be generated again and again comes under the category of non-conventional, yeah, renewable energy resources. So these are the renewable energy resources. In this category, solar energy, hydropower energy, geothermal energy, biomass energy, wind energy. These all are the examples of renewable energy resources. Then, if you are talking about non-energy resources, then fossil fuel, nuclear fuel, natural gas, and coal. These are the examples of non-renewable, yeah, conventional energy resources. Now, I will discuss one by one in detail what is wind energy resources, what is solar energy, what is ocean energy. So, what is wind energy? So, basically, wind power is usually generated by wind turbine situated either onshore or offshore. Then, kinetic energy of wind is measured as a cubic proportion to its velocity and is being used for centuries in water pumping, windmills, irrigating fields, and navigation. So, we can say that by using the wind, if we create electricity, then this type of energy is called wind energy, yeah, wind thermal power plant. So this is the wind power plant. If we talking about wind energy in India, so wind energy is utilized by means of windmill. Many projects on the windmill system for water pumping and production of small amount of electrical power have been taken up in our country. Following are some of the developments in India. Number one is Kajri windmill at Jodhpur, Rajasthan. WP2 water pumping windmill by NAL Bangalore. MP1 Sail windmill at NAL Bangalore, windmills at Central Salt and Marine Chemical Research Institute, Bhavnagar, 12 PU 500 windmill at NAL Bangalore, and Madurai windmill at Madurai, Tamil Nadu, and Tayyab G windmill at Kilona near Ajmer, Rajasthan. So these are the some developments of wind regarding the wind energy in India. Now, what is the merits and demerits of this wind energy? So, if you are talking about its merits, then it is abundance availability for no price, useful at remote places, also for electricity generation, non-polluting and eco-friendly, can be utilized for end user also, such as hybrid energy sources, example wind photovoltaic, etc. Suitable for power supply at offshore and onshore, and cheaper installation cost and almost negligible recurring expenses. So these are the merits of this wind energy. Then what are the demerits? So the first demerit is less favorable in city location, as the wind is available at the higher location. Then it's unreliable and intermittent. It is not available regularly. Flow of wind is not guaranteed through the year. Therefore, its uses for continuous supply power station is not feasible. Then, due to fluctuating nature of wind blowing, the produced mechanical energy has to be stored by some means, example battery storage. And the last disadvantage is present day wind energy system are source of immense noise pollution. Then the second renewable energy resources is solar energy. What is solar energy? So solar energy means it is clean and abundantly available renewable energy. The total radiant energy of the sun is vast, out of which only a small fraction gets incident on the outside of the earth atmosphere. 30% of it is directly reflected back to the outer space in the short wave radiation. 47% is directly converted to heat that is lost due to the outer space in the long wave radiation, and major portion of the rest 23% causes evaporation and precipitating and circulation of water in the hydrologic cycle of the earth. So sun radiates its energy in all directions of the universe. Sunlight received during day hours and clear sky has power density between 0.5 kilowatt per meter square and 1 kilowatt per meter square, and solar energy varies with season, geographical location, day, night, etc. So basically, solar energy, we will get solar energy from sun. So from day, the density of the intensity of light is higher compared to the night. It's also depend upon location and season. So this is solar panel. Then what is the merits and demerits of solar energy? So the first merit of solar energy is noiseless operation, occupies less space on floor as there is no need of storage vessels, cheaper initial cost and no need of containers to store the fuels. In most of the equipment, the maintenance cost is negligible. In most of the equipments do not require any serious attention during their working. For example, food will be cooked simply by putting a solar cooker in sunlight. So these are some advantages of solar energy. Then what is the disadvantages or demerits? The first demerit is solar equipments fail to work in nights, cloudy day or rainy season. Okay. Larger space is required for collection of solar energy at a useful rate. So these requires larger area, and it's also depend upon time, season and condition of the environment. Then the next renewable energy is tidal energy. So what is tidal energy? Basically, tidal power exploits the movement of water caused by tidal currents, the rise and fall in sea level. Due to the tides although not at widely used, it has potential for future electricity generation and is more predictable than wind energy and solar power. Then the technology required to harness tidal energy is well established. However, it remains expensive and there are relatively few applications, around 40 worldwide. Okay. Ocean tides are produced by gravitational force of sun and moon. There are only a few sites in world where tidal energy can be suitable harnessed. The Bay of Fundy, Canada, having 17 to 18 meter high tides, has a potential of 500 megawatt of power generation. In India, Gulf of Cambay, Gulf of Kutch and the Sundarban Delta are the tidal power sites. This is the pictorial representation of tidal power plant. Then, what are the merits and demerits of tidal energy? Then, the first merit is very less area is required because they are on base. Then, it is free from pollution as it does not use any fuel. Then, the third merit is it is much superior to hydropower plant as it is totally depend on rain, which always fluctuates year to year. Then it does not produce any unhealthy waste like gases, ash, refuse, etc. Then the tidal power has unique capacity to meet the peak power demand effectively when it works in combination with thermal and hydro system. So these are the merits of tidal energy. Then if you are talking about its demerits, so tidal power plant can be developed only if natural sites are available. Then as the sites are available on the bay, which will be always far away from the load center, the power generated involves more transmission cost. Then supply of power depends upon the timing of tides, hence not continuous. To solve this problem, double basin with pump storage must be made. And the capital cost of the plant is also high in the case of tidal energy, and the navigation is obstructed. So these are the merits and demerits of tidal energy. Then what is MSD? MSD energy. The MSD energy is also a type of renewable energy sources. So basically the MSD generation, also known as magneto-hydrodynamic power generation, is a direct energy conversion system which converts the heat energy directly into electrical energy without any intermediate mechanical energy conversion. Okay. So this is the pictorial representation of MSD power plant. Then what is the merits and demerits of MSD power plant? The first merit is more reliable, okay, because here there are no moving parts. Then the efficiency of MSD system can be about 50%, okay, compared to less than 40% for most efficient steam plant. As soon as it is started, it can reach the full power level. Power produced is full of pollution, less overall operating cost, and the capital cost of MSD plant is comparable to those of conventional steam plant. Okay. Then what is its demerits? The MSD system suffers from the reverse flow of electrons through the conducting fluids around the end of the magnetic field, and there will be high friction losses and heat transfer losses. The friction loss may be as high as 12% of the input. Then next is fuel cell. What is fuel cell? Basically, a fuel cell is an electromagnetic cell that converts chemical energy of a fuel, often hydrogen, and an oxidizing agent, often oxygen, into electricity through a pair of redox reaction. Okay. Fuel cells are different from most battery in requiring a continuous source of fuel and oxygen, usually from air, to sustain the chemical reaction, whereas in a battery the chemical energy usually comes from metals and their ions oxide that are commonly already present in the battery except in flow batteries. Fuel cell can produce electricity continuously for as long as fuel and oxygen are supplied. So this is the pictorial representation of fuel cell. Then what are the merits and demerits of fuel cells? Basically, the first merit, it has very high efficiency as 70%. Fuel cell have less mechanical component, and so the maintenance is also less. Fuel cells like little time to start operation. Space required for fuel cell power plant is less. Large amount of cooling. Water is not required like in a conventional steam power plant. Fuel cell can be installed near the use point and do not make noise. They do not make noise. Hence, can be used in residential area also. What are its demerits? Low service cost, low service life, high initial cost. The use of fuel cell power is still unsafe due to explosive nature of hydrogen and oxygen. Then availability of suitable auto catalyst to function efficiently. And the refilling of auto vehicle is quite difficult. So these are the advantage and disadvantage of fuel cell. Thank you for watching.